Welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host Conrad, and today we have another look at the crypto market. So it has been a while since my latest video. I took a break, but well, I am back now. I don't know how often I will upload because I got I have some stuff to do currently, some exams coming up. So yeah, that's that. So looking here at my TradingView profile, make sure you check it out. Also, I'm going to show you real quick important video I actually uploaded. The latest version I can show you right here. This one I chatted with Aaron from The Awakened Brave. Here you can see it. It's as well on his YouTube channel, so make sure you check it out on his channel as well. It was very productive and very I think it's very valuable for the common viewer, so make sure you check it out. And as well, if you want to have some fun along the way, make sure you are subscribed and follow me here on Instagram. As I said, just posting some regular memes, funny memes, you know. Okay, so jumping into the market, yeah, also please, if you enjoyed this video and if you see it of value, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like down below. So thank you very much for doing so. So this here is Bitcoin on the 3-day time frame, with the Fibonacci drawn here from the top to the bottom. And this is price. As you can see, we went down pretty sharply and are now back up again. And there's an interesting thing someone might do, and I don't usually do this, but for some reason it works quite nicely. Actually, if I draw a curve here from the bottom, connecting these lows, it actually works very nicely, and we can see we are in a continuing up move with continuing higher lows on daily time frame. This hasn't this mustn't be the next daily higher low yet. There is still some room for a daily higher low, of course, compared to down here of 5,800. So there's still a lot of space to go. This correction is, I think, overdue for a daily bounce, maybe again into resistance. There is heavy resistance around 7,000 or 7,200. So that would be an important resistance if it gets broken. If we move higher than 7,200, I think higher highs are coming in the near future, or a rebound of 7,400 for then continuing sideways movement, and to then see continuation to the upside. So on the daily time frame, there isn't much to say except that once again we topped here on a green 9 sell, same as we did back here. We bottomed on a 9 buy, so this has been an amazing indicator in my opinion. And as I said, we are now overdue for a bounce to the upside in my opinion. On the 3-day time frame, we can also see that we are now on a 9 sell, actually bottoming perfectly here on this 9 buy of the TD sequential. And yeah, you can see we are now on a 9 sell. What does it mean? Well, it doesn't mean that we have to go down necessarily. The 3-day time frame is somewhat tricky. It's not as commonly used, and I don't think it's too important, but I do like it on a TD sequential actually. And you can see back here, we actually went into a countdown to the upside, had a 3-day 9 sell, and actually it went up and formed a 9 buy here to then create another 3-day countdown. So that was interesting, and maybe we will see something similar when we actually pop on the 9 sell with a correction on the prior 3 candles, similar to what we had here. Actually, it's looking very similar currently, especially if we bounce and make it up to 7,200 in the next 2 days, then I think it's likely actually that we move higher with this being then a 9 and not a 1 sell as it is currently. So that is regarding the TD sequential, my outlook for now. On a weekly time frame, we are on a green 2, but not above the green 1. If we start trading above 7,500, then the weekly gives you a long trade to take. So I do like this posture in general. I think it's pretty bullish. There is still room for a higher low on the weekly time frame. This is now the first break of continuing higher lows here on the weekly time frame. As you can see, we wicked below this candle of 6,700 and are now down and went down to 6,500. So we now made a possible weekly higher low. I would of course like it to form more clearly, but that is that for now. Yeah, so if I move right here on the 4-hour time frame, then there's something pretty important actually, and you can see it right here. It's this downward descending channel here on Bitcoin. Seems like it is respected pretty nicely for now, and especially on Ethereum, which I will get later into, so make sure you stay tuned. So as you can see, we went along this trend line here on the top and actually tried to retest it, but then got rejected off resistance. Very important resistance actually here around 7,000, as you can see. And a lot of touches here on price, and once again we bounced off of it. So maybe this is a try to finally make a 4-hour higher low and move higher. But for now we broke resistance and went down. This would now be my target here for a bounce, and you can see we are bottoming currently on the 9 buy. So maybe it will play out in the long term, but yeah, that's that. And you can see once again the 4R9 sell timing the short trade very nicely. So this looks like a descending channel for now, and I do think once we move above this trend line here on the top and above the high of 7,200, then I think we are due for higher prices to 7,400, and then later on even higher. So that is my outlook for Bitcoin. I'm looking for this to break to the upside. I don't like that we didn't make it up to 7,050 ish here on this bounce, and that we got rejected off resistance. This is quite weak, so maybe we will even drop lower. In my opinion, the possibility is now higher than it was prior to getting rejected off 7,000s, but I do think it's still more likely to break to the upside, and especially because when we look at Ethereum here on a 4-hour time frame, you can see that we actually touched the upper trend line very nicely and are now holding pretty well here on Ethereum, especially compared to Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is currently doing. So this looks pretty nice in my opinion. As you can see, a very nice correction here here to the downside, and I do think it's actually overdue for a bounce. And if we move above 162, then I do think higher prices are incoming, especially if we move above 165. And of course we would need Bitcoin to do something similar, but Ethereum in general is looking stronger for now. So on a daily time frame, Ethereum is much more clear actually than Bitcoin. As you can see, we had a very clear retest of resistance here 2 times. So this was very nice here on the daily time frame as well. With these 2 candles wicking into these wicks, you can see down here and up here. So this was pretty important. We never really retested 145, which would have been my final target, and it just didn't get filled. But that's but that is a-okay, of course. So for now, this looks very nice. Once again, with the 9 cell here on the top. On the 3-day time frame, we are now as well here on 3-day 9. But as you can see, actually here on Ethereum, it's not even a 9 cell. A 9 cell would be something like this when you have a red arrow, but it's currently yellow because we already had the correction. And that is actually also what happened right here. You can see we moved higher into the countdown here on a 3-day time frame. We corrected and then moved higher again. So this is something I would look out for actually. So make sure you watch Ethereum closely, especially if Bitcoin decides to move higher. The S&P, of course, seeming to be correlated. I mean, the inverse. I mean, Bitcoin seems to be correlated with the S&P currently. So that is something we will take a look at in another video. So that is actually it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching it and staying tuned. And as I said, please leave a like down below. It helps me out very much, and I do appreciate it. So as I said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys and girls, you people, back next time. Bye.